Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Here's Jesus. So today is Wednesday, February 6th already. Yep. And we were woken up around 6:30 or so. The nurse came in just to check on him and also to brief the next round. The next nurse that's going to be on doing her shifts. They have 12-hour shifts, but anyhow. So yeah, we're here. As you all may know, he had his appendix rupture on over the weekend, maybe. His state was kind of bad. It was really bad, actually. The OR doctor notified us that his rupture, it was grossly ruptured. It wasn't like the normal, or the, just a, irritation of the appendix, and like an episode, like an attack. It was full blown rupture. It had there was a lot that was mentioned. She said there was a lot that was in his lower cavity, and they had a lot of cleaning to do. Like she said, a procedure was supposed to take about an hour and a half or so, but it was depending on what she sees when she goes in there, and it took about another hour. And they were saying that it looked really bad. But they cleaned him up really well. He's going to be on antibiotics for at least 7 days to 10 days, depending on how he looks. They've given him bolus after bolus, because the first day after his surgery, he was doing really well, and he was putting out a lot of urine, but that was just that night. After that, they've given him a lot of those bolus, like I said, the IV, for preventing dehydration, but he wasn't putting out that much urine, and the physician says it's because he was ruptured so bad. He was so inflamed. He had a lot going on. It was very irritated, inflamed inside. So what they're saying is all the IV sweatal, the bolus that they're giving him, his intestines are really absorbing that fluid, because they were extremely irritated, and he was dehydrated because he had many bouts of diarrhea, and he threw up a lot at one time. And so, yeah, he's just here being cared for. The resident had came in earlier, and he said that, they're just going to continue to monitor him, going to try to get him up and sitting. We already had him up and sitting yesterday on that little chart right there. It says, to make sure, to fight infection, he has to have a wipe down at least once a day, brush his teeth at least twice, and he has to get out of bed at least 3 times. And so we've been doing that, and that was yesterday. We did that, and that's to fight infection, to prevent pneumonia. So let's see. Yeah, and he also has to do the Foley care, which is the tubing that goes into his ureter, his how he goes pee. He's got a tube that goes in there, and then it dumps out to there. And so his urine looks a lot better. It was almost as dark as, like, this is orange. It kind of looks yellow, but it was like darker than that. But now it looks better. It looks better. Yesterday they were a lot more concerned, but right now it looks better. And so what I was told was, because of the amount of IV fluids that they're giving him, they didn't, he wasn't putting out enough urine, so they're trying to figure out like what's going on, like where is all the fluid going. So they warned me to keep an eye out on him, check for any swelling or anything like that. I made a video last night, and when I looked at it, I guess I don't know what happened, but it cut out, and that was like a 28 almost a 30-minute video, but when I looked at it, it was only like 8 minutes. So it like cut off 20 minutes. I don't know what happened. It must have been the reception or something, because I'm using a different camera. I'm using my other phone. But anyhow, so we have to watch out for any swelling. So I've been looking at him and looking at his eyes and checking for swelling in his face, and just looking at his belly. Kind of looks a little swollen. Can we look at your incisions, honey? And so this is I'm sure you guys have all seen this already, but this is, so he's got that incision right on his, above his belly button, or under his belly button, this other one right here below his belly button, and then the other one on the side. And so they were looking at that, and yeah, just wondering about that. They think that he might be a little bit more swollen up here rather than down there, because he looks pretty thin. And then there's like no swelling or anything in his arms or hands that we notice. Let me see the other hand. Yeah, see, he's still got his little bones right here that you can see. So he's not like I thought maybe last night I was thinking, you know, I measured his wrist right here, and then I measured the other one, and I don't know. Yesterday I almost freaked out because I felt like this one was bigger, but I think it was just the news was so soon, and I was just looking for it, you know. So looking for swelling, and that's kind of, I thought that maybe my ideas was maybe the IV wasn't in correctly, and maybe some of the fluids were pouring out into his arm, but I don't think that's the case. That's not the case. He's not even swollen. I was overthinking, I think it. And if all of you who know me, I overthink a lot. I'm a worrywart, and that's just how I am. Anyhow, so let's see what else is going on. So, how are you feeling overall, honey? How do you feel? Okay? Yeah? Do you, let's see, they usually ask you what your pain is. What do you think your pain is? 4? Okay, that's good. When you get up, it gets worse though, right? When you move around? Okay. He can have morphine pretty much whenever he wants. Well, actually, I guess that's not the case anymore. I think... Oh, okay, so I think he's able to get it every, like, 3 hours. It's as needed, but it has to be spaced every 3 hours. That's what it looks like over here. And, so yeah, morphine, which is nice. They're giving him, for the infection, because as you know, when an appendix ruptures, that's part of like your the food that you've already started to digest seeps into your abdominal cavity. So that's kind of like the beginning stages and stuff of poop, excrements, feces. So that obviously is going to cause infection. So he had an infection because he had crazy fever of 104.2. And so anyways, we have to give him the flagyls, antibiotic, Roseffin's antibiotic, pain control. Then he has the NG tube to suction out, and then the IV fluids for hydration. The NG tube is what's his nasal gastric tube, and it wasn't suctioning anything the first day and hardly yesterday. Now it looks like it's starting to gather up a lot more. And that's just the fluids that are in his belly. They just want to make sure, like I said before, he doesn't aspirate. He doesn't choke on his vomit or anything like that. And so that sucks up and it goes into that tube right there. He hasn't been getting much. Today is a lot more than yesterday or the day before. Well, the day before it was only for a couple hours that night. So anyhow, okay. let's see what else is going on. Okay, so, oh yeah, the doctor said, oh yeah, like I said, to expect some swelling. So the nurse told me last night that he's probably going to get really swollen, but still to just keep an eye out on him. She expects him to get really swollen because of the fact that they've given him so much IV fluids and the intensity of the inflammation within his cavity, abdominal cavity. So I hope you get better, honey. I love you. I know you're going to get better. It's just going to take some time and prayers. Everybody's asking for you and praying for you, and everybody loves you. And everybody keeps on sending messages and stuff like that. So stay positive, okay? Look over here. We love you. You're doing good. Yeah, he got this cool pillowcase. He got a galaxy pillowcase. And then he can't speak because the tubing, it hurts him, he said. And his throat, it hurts his throat, and it hurts his nose to speak. So he's been trying to use his hand, sign language and stuff. His eyes have been bothering him. They even gave him a whiteboard so he can write any messages on. You see his message? This is what his message was last night. He was trying to write morphine. He wanted some morphine. Give me some morphine. So, my poor boy. Yeah, got him with his phones. One phone is just like a for charging battery. These phones are busted. One of them works, one of them doesn't, but it's just charging purposes. There goes my phone. He's also got hooked up with an iPad here. They hooked him up yesterday with an iPad, which is awesome. And he also has the capability of playing PS3. Can you believe that? How cool is that? They hooked him up. He got to see one of the therapy dogs, Feather, yesterday. She came and visited. He also made some fluffy slime that's not so fluffy anymore. It's all dried out. But he made those for his sisters. An orange one and a purple one. And then somebody was going to come yesterday. They didn't come. They said they were going to come and bring some paints, but they must have gotten busy. And let's see, what else do they hook you up with? Well, they hooked me up with some snacks. They brought a bag of snacks for me, which was very nice because I haven't eaten in a couple of days, and I'm not really hungry right now. I can't eat at the moment, which is fine. He can't eat, so I won't eat. As long as I stay hydrated and I feel fine, then I'm fine. If I feel like I need some nutrition or something like that, then I'll definitely do that. I'll pay attention to myself because I have to pay attention to myself before I can help him. And so I'm doing well. I'm doing good. And I'm just, here with my baby. So as all as many of you can understand, situations like this, nobody wants to be in a situation like this. So even though you're feeling a lot better now, nobody ever wants to be in a situation like this. So your family loves you. Everybody's rooting for you. Everybody wants you to get better soon. Okay, you had your brothers and your sisters come and visit yesterday. You have Nana and Mama Nana, and you have your aunties and your uncles and your cousins. Many aunties and uncles, many cousins. Everybody's rooting for you. And we're sad that you had to go through this. So far, we don't know anybody in our family who's had this. But it's quite common, they said. But like in our family, you're the first, buddy. Sorry, honey. But yeah, he got up to use the restroom this morning. He was able to go number 2. Naturally, it wasn't anything solid because he hasn't eaten. So that's that. He's starting to get hungry, huh? You started getting hungry yesterday. How you feel right now? Good? You're not hungry? That's good. I'm not hungry either. What else? Anybody have any comments or anything? Let's see. All messages are visible. Okay, send messages. Okay, live chat. Let's see. And somebody sent you. I hope you get better. Wink. That's nice. Thank you, N. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Um, so yeah, thank you guys for your support. Um, any more updates, or if you guys have any questions, just ask. If you have any questions for him, you can ask him and he'll write it down on his whiteboard. Um, is there anything you want to say, honey? No? Let's see. Tell people, eat good. So you don't, they say that it's not dietary, but then they also say that they don't know what causes it. But from my research and knowledge, what I know is that everything starts at the gut. So it's whatever you eat, just like, great philosopher. Oh my gosh, I can't think right now, maybe because I haven't eaten for a while. But, oh my gosh, I can't think of his name, but he says, thy medicine is food, and food is thy medicine. Ah, and he's like right at the tip of my tongue. What's his name? Oh my gosh, I can't think. Anyhow, that's so true. Our food is supposed to be our medicine. That's what's supposed to keep us healthy, right? And medicine is supposed to be food. So it goes both ways. Like, pretty much medicine is food. We have to pay attention to what we put in our bodies so that it doesn't go berserk on us. So moving forward, we're going to start trying to eat a lot differently. We were trying to change our diet recently, like we were trying to go vegan or vegetarian. But the little ones, they still ate a little bit meat and stuff, and so did he. And so I mentioned that to the doctors too, that we were trying to do that, and so he was eating less meat. Does that have an effect? They said no. Because he didn't really drastically change. He didn't like completely take it out of his diet. So if he had completely taken it out, and this is over the course of like 3 weeks that we have been trying this. Like we started like mid January. We watched What the Health, Cowspiracy, a bunch of documentaries on food and the effects on global warming. And, for our future, this is my baby. This is his future, my other children's future. And so I chose to educate myself and learn about the detriments that are possible for the future and to learn how to prevent those. And I want to prevent those because I want my babies to be able to live in a nice environment, and their babies and their babies and their babies and so forth, so on and so forth, all my generations. So I feel like it's my job to educate myself, bring knowledge to my family, all my family, just not just my immediate family, but all my family, and to try to advocate. And so I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to do that for a few years already. It's not always easy. Because everybody has an opinion, but that's okay. That's what's so great about us, that we're all different and we all have different opinions and knowledge about certain things. So at this point, as we're almost heading into 20 minutes, I can't think of what else that we need to say. They're going to monitor him using the restroom. He's only gone to the restroom twice since after his surgery, and I mean like boo boo. He's only gone twice. Let's see. He slept good last night. Did you sleep good last night? Yeah. Are you okay? Yeah. When he swallows the tube, like you can hear it in his throat, like it's like rubbing, because he's got big tonsils, and so sometimes you can hear it rubbing. It's kind of trippy. You can hear that suction, that thing going. It's suctioning. So he didn't have any fluid the day before, or hardly yesterday, but now it's gathering up. Yeah, it's gathering up a lot more. So, but that's good that it's doing that. And then the urine. Okay, they want him to be dumping, and so the way he's settled in, this right here, his pee needs to go down. Okay, and then from there, we kind of just make sure it goes down, 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 and then pull that up so it can go down. Down so it's draining properly. It needs to drain. And the doctor says that she wanted 75 cc's within 2 hours, but he wasn't doing that yesterday, so that's why they gave him some more Bolis, and they're just gonna monitor him. So it's now a I think they started a continuous one this morning because they were just not getting the results that they wanted from his urine output. But it's looking like it's filling. That's good. And it's a lot clearer than yesterday. It was like amber yesterday. I think you're doing better. That's good. As in urine output. That part, they were concerned about that. He has no swelling in his feet. He's good. I felt his, touched him and everything, and his feet are cool. He doesn't like to show his feet. That's how I was growing up. It's probably because his brother teased him. My sister, my mom teased me, so... but I told him he's got beautiful feet. He doesn't have to worry about his feet. Don't worry about what anybody says about you, okay? Don't worry about anybody says about you, because God made you, and God makes only beautiful things, right? When we make our choices, He gives us the beautiful option of making our own choices. And so we have to live our life beautifully in God's eyes, and try to be as righteous as we can. I know it's hard, but it's possible. I know it's very hard, actually. But anyhow, with that being said, we'll just leave it from here. I'm just trying to figure out. You guys want to see my bed? There goes my bed. And my charging station. Here's another pull-out couch bed. These things actually lift up. This whole thing lifts up. This is a padding. That padding goes to the back of the couch, and then the padding is like right there, and then that lifts up, and then there's a storage down in here on both sides. It's really cool. Yeah, all right, you guys. I think that's the only updates that we have at this time. So we just want to make sure, that his urine output is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Oh, see, he's even got some more. Oh no, I thought that was some more. That's not. Okay, that's cool. Keep an eye out on that. Keep an eye out on this gastric suction chamber. All right, my love. So peace out. Peace out. Was that a peace out? Yeah? Okay.